What if your mind wasn't meant to chase everything around it? What if it was meant to signal instead? Because here's the truth, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you consistently broadcast. Today, we're talking about the power of intention and how to program your mind like a lighthouse, not a lifeboat tossed around by every wave. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Psychically Speaking with Lisa Ann, the place where intuition meets real life truth with just the right dash of sass. I'm your host, Lisa Ann, psychic medium, intuitive healer, intuitive coach, and your guide for clarity, healing, and soul aligned living. Today's episode is one I really want you to lean into because it's not about manifesting harder, wishing louder, or vision boarding yourself into exhaustion. It's all about intention and how to use it correctly. Intention is more powerful than motivation. Motivation is emotional. It rises, it falls, it disappears the moment life gets uncomfortable. Intention is different. Intention is a decision. It's a steady signal that you set even when you're tired, uncertain, or afraid. Think of intention as your internal operating system. If your intention is unclear, if it's scattered, or constantly changing, your energy becomes scattered too. Now, let me paint a picture for you. A lifeboat reacts to the ocean. It's pushed by waves and storms and tides and chaos. However, a lighthouse doesn't move. It doesn't chase the ships. It doesn't panic during storms. It simply stands firm, shining consistently, and the ships find it. Your mind was never meant to be a lifeboat. It was meant to be a lighthouse. Now, here's what most people do. They wake up, they're already overwhelmed, they're replaying yesterday's stress, they react to emails and people, the news, all of the noise. They say, you know what, I'll figure it out later. And without even realizing it, they have just programmed their mind for survival, for reactivity, for burnout, and for confusion. That's not intention, that's your default mode. Intention is not a wish, a demand, a desperate hope, or a rigid outcome. Intention is a clear, energetic direction. It's a way of being, not just getting. It's a signal you return to again and again. Instead of saying, I hope today goes well, try, my intention today is calm, clarity, and grounded confidence, no matter what shows up. Do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference? Now, here's the key. Your intention must be simple, repeatable, and embodied. Not a paragraph, not a list of 47,000 things, one clear signal. So here's some examples. I move through today grounded and confident. Or how about, I choose peace before reaction. Or, I respond from clarity, not urgency. I allow what aligns to find me. Remember, your job is not to force outcomes. Your job is to hold the frequency. Now, you don't need to feel powerful for intention to work. Lighthouses don't wait to feel inspired. They shine because that's what they're designed to do. When you repeat your intention in the morning, during stressful moments, before sleep, you start training your nervous system to recognize alignment. And alignment attracts clarity, opportunity, and ease. So here's your challenge for the week. Choose one lighthouse intention. Write it down, say it every morning. Return to it every time you feel pulled into stress reaction or overwhelm. And here's the rule. You don't change it all week. Notice what shifts, whether it's your reaction, your energy, your focus, your confidence. And the most important is to remember consistency is the magic. Now, we all know that saying, if I only knew then what I know now. When I think back to many, many years ago when I lived in New York, every, September, maybe the beginning of October, I would sit down with a calendar and I would try to guesstimate how many snowstorms we were going to have and how many appointments, classes, workshops I would be losing to the weather. And I always thought I was being so proactive, and I was always so proud of myself for doing that because I thought, look at me being prepared. Look at me thinking about all of the possible what-if scenarios. And when I look back on that now, I realize how I was just being that lifeboat, just allowing the storms and the tides and the chaos to toss me all around. I wasn't being the lighthouse. I wasn't putting out that intention of this is what I need to make to support myself, to support my children, and allowing the opportunities to find me. I also remember back in the day, I would literally look at my checkbook every single day because I was always reacting to the situation I was in. I was always fearful that there wasn't going to be enough. And the interesting thing is, it's like boiling water. It didn't matter how often I kept checking that bank account. Money didn't magically appear in it. And I remember about a year later reading something and thinking to myself, that what if that I keep playing and trying to figure out all the things that could possibly go wrong, it's really not helping me. I think I'm actually creating these problems. So I started with a small, tiny step in moving from the lifeboat to the lighthouse. I started only checking the checking account once a week. Then I went to every 2 weeks. Then I went to every 3 weeks. And then I went to once a month. And it was so amazing. When I did that, it took me out of that stress zone. It put me in a place of intention. Because my mind wasn't always focusing on what if and the fear, I was able to focus on what I really wanted. And once I got that intention, once I made that decision to set my intention, and once I started sending out that signal, now my mind was clear to get creative, to do fun things, to really put myself back in doing what I loved in my business. I moved the worry and the fear, and I stepped in to the clarity. And I have to tell you, it forever changed my life. And just one final thought. You do not need to control the ocean of your life. You just need to decide who you are within it. When you stop reacting and start radiating, life responds differently. Stand firm, shine steady, and let what's meant for you find its way home. Thank you for joining me today on Psychically Speaking with Lisa Ann. If this episode resonated with you, I truly appreciate you subscribing to the podcast, leaving a review, and sharing it with someone who could use a little inspiration. It's one of the best ways you can help this show grow and reach more beautiful souls. And remember to join me for my free weekly Psychically Speaking Live, where we gather, ground, and talk about real life through a mind, body, spirit lens. For more information about my work or working with me, visit spiritquestnc.com. Until next time, trust your intuition, honor your truth, and remember, your power begins with you.